Alright folks, I'm going to go over how I make my garlic chicken. So I start with some oven roasted chicken thighs. And these may be all the way done, they may not be, but they'll finish cooking. I take the skin off and eat the skin separate. Skin makes a good snack. But just take the skin off of them. And these are still a little hot, but you basically just want to cut the chicken off of these as good as you can. Ooh, hot. Let them cool down quite enough. You can use other pieces of the chicken and stuff, but you just want to clean these bones off real good and get all the chicken off of them that you can. You can nibble on the remainders if you want to, but you're just gonna cut your chicken up into small little bite-sized pieces roughly. And I like the dark meat, so I use the chicken thighs, but you can use any part of the chicken that you want. But I like the thighs because they have more fat in them and they're better for you. So we're going to go ahead and do that to the rest of these and then I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and turn the pan on. Just turn it on high heat. I'm going to put some ghee in here. You could also use butter. I just happen to have some ghee. This is from September of 22. I made this ghee. You can buy ghee or you can make it a lot cheaper. Put a couple of good healthy spoonfuls of ghee in there. Really get this pan good and oiled up. Go ahead and put the spoon in there too so that'll melt. Now we got our chicken. It's right here. That's 4 chicken breasts or 4 chicken thighs worth. And then we're gonna cook everything else up. This is a keto meal, not a carnivore meal. I'm more keto now than I am carnivore, but I still try to keep it a really clean, pure keto that I can eat. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my salt in here now. This is just some Redmond's real salt. Put some of that in there. Let me find my black pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and put some black pepper in here too. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my garlic first. This is just a couple of cloves of garlic, all finely minced up. Or finely chopped, not minced. And we're just gonna spread that around here. Let that cook up real good. And we're going to go ahead and take our mushrooms and add those too. This is just a couple handfuls of mushrooms all chopped up. You could use canned mushrooms too if you want to. I happen to have some fresh ones, so we're going to put those in there and cook them. And we'll go ahead and add our peppers. These are just some banana peppers. You know, there's many of them here. We'll add those. You can spice this up with some cayenne pepper if you want spicy. I'm just not really in the mood for spicy today, so I'm not going to do that. But sometimes I get in the mood for spicy and I put some cayenne pepper in here as well. And we're just going to let that cook down. And then we're going to add the tomatoes and the chicken. And let that cook in there. So I'll be back when this is done cooking down a little bit. Okay, so now we're about halfway through cooking that stuff. And we're going to go ahead and add some small pieces of broccoli to it. Now this is optional. I just happen to like broccoli a lot. So I'm going to add some of the smaller pieces to it. That's plenty. We'll add that to there and let that broccoli cook down as well. Okay, I had to put just a little bit of water in here because it got a little dry. Usually the moisture from the broccoli that's frozen will help add some water, but we didn't add quite enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my chopped tomatoes in here. These are just some chopped up cherry tomatoes. I don't have too many tomatoes because they kind of cause inflammation for me if I have too many. So I just have like 5 or 6 chopped up tomatoes here, and we're just going to put that in and stir that up and let them cook in there as well. And let these cook down just a little bit. And now we're going to go ahead and add our oregano. Or Italian seasoning. I don't put this in right away because it can burn. But you just add a little bit of this. A little bit of Italian seasoning to it here. And stir that in. And now we'll go ahead and add our chicken now too. Yeah, this piece here can go to the cat. It fell out. And go to the kitty cat. And we'll go ahead and stir our chicken in here too. Just make sure it gets good and coated with the seasonings, and you bring it up to temperature. And now we're just going to let this cook for a minute or two, and then we're going to add our cheese. So I'll be back when it's time to add that. Okay, so now we're going to add our cream cheese, and we're just going to add about half of a thing here or so of cream cheese to this. And we're just going to let that melt down there real good. And we're going to start by adding just a little heavy whipping cream. Just add a little bit of it. Right, little chunks of cheese there. And we can add more or less depending on how creamy we want the consistency to be in the end. But you're just going to work on melting this cheese down like so. And just kind of stir it in good. And that's about right there. We just gotta heat it up a little bit and make sure this cream cheese comes to a more liquidy consistency. It will as it gets hot and kind of melt it down. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. And then we'll go ahead and turn the heat off. And I like to take some Parmesan cheese and put on it as well. And there we have it. Our garlic chicken with some veggies and stuff in it. It's really good eating. Okay, so here we have the garlic chicken. We'll take a nice big bite of this with some chicken, just like so. That'd be really good. Oh, that's good. So that's a keto meal that I typically eat now. But I do a lot of times just have bacon and eggs, or just beef, or just chuck roast. So I still eat a lot of carnivore dishes, but once every couple of days or something, I make myself a nice keto meal like this. And I do eat a salad every day. So, because the medication I'm on makes me constipated otherwise. And I eat plenty of fat. I eat as much fat as a person can eat, especially for a person who has no gallbladder. Doesn't make any difference. The constipation is not caused by diet. It's caused by this blood pressure medication that I'm on, because I had a stroke and I have extremely high blood pressure. So I'm switching to include some more vegetables and cellulose in my diet to help alleviate that without having to take as many medications for that. It's just that this blood pressure medication has that side effect, but it's one of like 60 different medications they've tried over the years that has actually worked. So I want to stay on it. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.